The Coast Guard is still trying to free that cargo ship,
which is no easy task considering the vessel is more than 750 feet long. The ship ran aground last night near the Lynnhaven Inlet after those strong winds blew through. The captain told us he hasn't experienced anything like this outside of hurricane season. 10 on your side's Liz Palka has been out there all day. So Liz, this wasn't the only ship affected. How are things looking tonight?
Well, that's exactly right, Nicole. In fact, a lot of ships had trouble with this weather and strong wind last night. 2 ships collided in the channel. Everything is okay in that situation. But this ship behind me, the Ornac, this is the only one that ended up so close to shore. And if you ask people that live around here, they'll tell you it's pretty unusual here in the Chesapeake Bay.
It really is in our backyard.
Not what residents expected when they looked out their windows this morning.
I don't believe I've seen one quite this close. This is a little too close for us.
People living along Shore Drive are used to seeing ships off in the distance, but this is close.
I haven't seen one like that in a long time.
And worth a picture or two.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how that thing got loose and actually came onto this close to the shore.
The wind was brutal Tuesday night. The Coast Guard says there were gusts up to 70 miles per hour.
Well, I'm just thankful we only have one out in our backyard right now.
And it was that strong wind that brought the 751-foot cargo ship Ornac so close to shore, sticking her in 15 feet of water.
And I've been in this port for 5 years in my capacity as the deputy and the captain of the port, and I've not seen anything quite like this.
Captain John Little says ships at port throughout the Chesapeake Bay struggled with the wind.
Okay, it was all hands on deck with the pilot teams calling in pilots to get them out to these ships in a moment's notice, because as one ship began dragging anchor, the others noticed that.
22 people are on board the Ornac and everyone is okay. Smaller boats have delivered some sort of supplies to the crew throughout the day, but now to get the Ornac out of shallow water.
The towing company that's going to be conducting that will submit a plan to us, we'll review it, approve it, and they'll begin working on it as soon as the winds abate just a bit.
Little says they'll have to wait for weather to cooperate and for that wind to shift. That could be a few days. And while it's a neat change of scenery, residents hope it's sooner rather than later.
Hopefully they'll have this out of here by the time the tourists hit on Memorial Day weekend.
And you know, we've been out here all day. The wind has certainly died down, especially compared to what it was last night. Captain Little says there has been no reports of pollution, and that's related to the ship running aground and to the collision. They did say they are monitoring that. They also said while the wind seems to be the main culprit as to why the Ornac ran aground, they still need to have an investigation to make sure that is exactly what happened. They basically need to make sure nothing else went wrong. Live in Virginia Beach, I'm Liz Palka, 10 on your side.
The Coast Guard is working with several groups to remove the Ornac. We asked them, how much will this all cost and who's going to pay for it? They told us they won't know until the end. As for who covers it, that's usually up to the responsible party. However, there will be an investigation to see if it's the owner, operator, or another group.